The mysterious planet. The year was 2249. Humanity had ventured beyond the confines of Earth, spreading their colonies across the stars. After the successful colonization of Mars and the moons of Jupiter, the next great challenge was to establish a permanent presence in the deep, unexplored regions of space. Yet, despite the expansion, there remained areas of the galaxy that had defied human reach, places that were shrouded in mystery and dangerous to navigate. Among these was a region known as the Black Nebula, a dark stretch of space where light itself seemed to bend and twist, creating anomalies that no scanner could predict. Captain Aurora Daniels, an experienced and unflinching leader, had commanded the Starbound on multiple exploratory missions, but this one would be different. The ship was fully equipped with advanced technology that had been developed by humanity over the last century. Energy shields that could withstand solar flares, warp drives capable of faster-than-light travel, and quantum sensors that could detect even the faintest of signals. But no amount of technology could fully prepare them for the forces they were about to encounter. As the Starbound entered the Black Nebula, strange disturbances appeared on the ship's radar. In the midst of the stardust and nebulae, a faint signal pulsed on the sensors, an ancient transmission that had been lying dormant for millennia. The signal was too precise, too intelligent to be a natural phenomenon. It was a call for help, or perhaps a warning. "Captain," reported Lieutenant Choi, "we're picking up an anomaly. It's coming from a planet on the far side of the nebula. Its coordinates match an ancient star map from the first exploration phase. It seems to be a beacon." Aurora's heart raced. "Prepare the ship for immediate descent. We're going to check it out." She couldn't shake the feeling that they were being drawn towards something far more significant than just a new planet. The Starbound emerged from the nebula and found the planet. It was a barren rock, devoid of life. Its surface was covered in ruins, ancient alien structures scattered across the landscape like the remnants of a long-forgotten civilization. As they descended to the surface, the crew began to realize that this planet was not just a remnant of the past. It was a repository of something older, something dangerous. "I'm detecting strange energy readings from beneath the surface," reported Ensign Lyle. "Whatever's down there, it's powerful." Aurora stood at the command console, gazing down at the planet. "Let's see what it is," she said. "Prepare the landing gear. We need to investigate." The relic beneath. The Starbound touched down on the planet's surface, its landing gear sinking slightly into the dusty terrain. The air was thin and the temperature was freezing, but there was something else. A heaviness. A sense that the planet itself was holding its breath. The crew geared up in the latest exploration suits designed for extreme conditions. They prepared to venture out into the ruins, each of them feeling the weight of their mission. The team trekked across the desolate landscape, their boots crunching in the sand as they made their way toward a towering pyramid-like structure in the distance. The structure appeared to have been built by an intelligent species, though the design was unlike anything seen in known galactic history. The walls were covered in strange, glyph-like symbols, glowing faintly in the dim light. As they approached, the energy readings on their sensors spiked, indicating something massive and powerful buried deep within the planet. The crew reached the base of the pyramid, and there, half buried in the sand, they discovered a stone door. The symbols on the door pulsed with energy, and for the first time since their arrival, Aurora felt a chill run down her spine. There was no sign of life, no sign of recent activity. But the technology before them was ancient, far older than anything humanity had encountered in their expeditions. "We're going to need the excavation tools," Aurora instructed. "Let's get this open." Hours passed as the crew worked tirelessly, clearing the sand and activating ancient mechanisms hidden within the structure. Finally, the stone door gave way, revealing a vast chamber beneath. The air inside was cold, stagnant, untouched by time. The floor was covered in dust, and strange alien technology lay scattered across the room. But in the center of the chamber, illuminated by an eerie light, was an object, an artifact unlike anything they had ever seen. It appeared to be a relic, shaped like a stone orb, covered in glowing runes. Aurora stepped forward, her breath catching in her throat. The relic pulsed, as if it were alive, calling to her. She reached out slowly, hesitating for only a moment before placing her fingers on its surface. The moment she made contact, the relic hummed with an intense energy, and the entire chamber shook violently. The air around them thickened, and the ground trembled beneath their feet. The crew staggered backward in shock, but Aurora's grip remained firm. "What the hell is this?" Lieutenant Choi gasped. Aurora's voice was low, almost reverent. "I think we just awakened something ancient." The awakening. The moment Aurora touched the relic, an immense surge of energy flooded her mind. The room seemed to warp around her as she was flooded with visions, thoughts, and voices from the past. The relic wasn't just an object, it was a sentient being. A consciousness, ancient and powerful, awakened after millennia of slumber. And it spoke to her, not in words, but through feelings, emotions, and images that flooded her senses. "I was created to cleanse," the voice whispered in her mind. "I was made to judge civilizations that threaten the balance of the galaxy. You have awakened me. Now I must complete my purpose." Aurora felt a wave of terror wash over her. The relic wasn't just an artifact. It was a weapon, an ancient tool designed to destroy entire civilizations. It had been dormant for eons, waiting for someone to unlock its power, and now that it had been awakened, it could no longer be ignored. The crew watched in horror as Aurora remained rooted to the spot, her eyes glowing with an unnatural light. She seemed almost entranced by the relic, as if it had taken hold of her very soul. "Captain, we need to get you out of there." Ensign Lyle called, but Aurora didn't respond. She was too connected to the relic now, her mind intertwined with its consciousness. And then, suddenly, the relic stopped speaking. The visions and sensations faded, and Aurora blinked, shaking her head to clear the fog from her mind. "What happened?" she asked, her voice distant. The crew could tell something had changed in her, something deep within her had shifted. "The relic," Lieutenant Choi said slowly. It's a weapon, isn't it?" Aurora nodded grimly. "It's more than that. It's alive, and it's afraid. It's afraid of what comes next." The galactic response news of the relic's awakening spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Every major faction, from the mighty Zorax Dominion to the Shakor Alliance, had heard of the ancient weapon that had been uncovered on an uncharted world. To the Zorax, the relic was an opportunity, an unparalleled weapon that could turn the tide of the galactic war in their favor. Emperor Zalkar of the Zorax Dominion, notorious for his ruthless conquests, immediately began mobilizing his fleet. He saw the relic as the key to ultimate power. "We will not let this weapon fall into the hands of lesser species," he declared to his generals. "Crush them. Take the relic. It will be ours, and we shall rule forever." Meanwhile, the Shakor Alliance, a loose coalition of species who had long allied with humanity, understood the gravity of the situation. They knew the Zorax would stop at nothing to claim the relic for themselves, and they feared that if the relic fell into the wrong hands, it could bring about the destruction of the galaxy. They sent emissaries to Earth, urging the humans to keep the relic safe and away from the Zorax's grasp. Back on Earth, Aurora knew that the galaxy was on the verge of a conflict unlike any it had seen before. The Zorax Empire was preparing to invade, and if they succeeded in gaining control of the relic, there would be no stopping them. Humanity had to act fast, but they couldn't do it alone. The balance of power was in their hands. The convergence. As the Zorax fleet approached Earth, the atmosphere on the starbound grew tense. Aurora knew what she had to do, but the decisions before her were difficult. The relic's power was too great for humanity to control. It could obliterate entire fleets in an instant, but it also had the potential to reshape the entire galaxy. She was the key to unlocking its full potential, but she had no idea whether it would be a blessing or a curse. The Zorax fleet arrived, their ships massive and imposing, cutting through the darkness of space like a storm. Aurora and her crew had only one option: to prevent the Zorax from taking control of the relic. With the Shkor alliance on their side, humanity made its stand in space. The battle between the two fleets was fierce, with energy beams and missiles, lighting up the void. But Aurora knew that the true battle was not happening among the stars. It was happening inside her connection with the Relic. As the Zorak's flagship closed in on Earth, Aurora activated the Relic. Its power surged through her, a torrent of energy that flowed into her every cell, giving her the strength to do what needed to be done. With a single thought, she unleashed the Relic's destructive force, sending a wave of energy that rippled through space, obliterating the Zorak's fleet and sending them fleeing. A new beginning. In the aftermath of the battle, the galaxy was forever changed. The Zorak's empire had been defeated, but the true impact of the Relic was still unknown. Aurora stood before the Relic once more, contemplating its power and its place in the future of humanity. She knew that the Relic was not just a weapon. It was a key to the future, a tool to reshape the galaxy for the better. But with great power came great responsibility. Aurora had unlocked the Relic's potential, but it was clear that she would need to guard it with her life. As the galaxy began to rebuild, Aurora and the starbound crew became symbols of a new era, one where humanity had proven they were more than just survivors. They were leaders. The Relic was no longer just a weapon of destruction. It had become a symbol of hope, of a future where humanity would not just survive the galaxy's challenges, but thrive.